This is Baseball Winter Meetings. You know this guy, Nick Green from Braves TV. Good to have you with us, man.
I am glad I could be here, man.
This is your first meetings as a media member, right?
It is. It's,
Overwhelmed or what?
It is a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't go through the lobby without talking to somebody for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then you never get where you want to go.
I've been in DMV lines and went quicker than that damn elevator down there.
Well, it just took me 10 minutes to get up the elevator.
Yeah, it's horrible. But we're covering this thing and following all the news, man. And we've had an opportunity to be in Alex Anthopoulos' suite each of the last few days, and we thought we'd just go around position by position and where the team is right now, how we feel about it. I think we love the right side of the infield, Freeman and Albee. There's no reason to think that you need anything there.
No, when I look at Freddie Freeman, I am so impressed with what he was able to do last year.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's been a really good player for a long time, but how important was it to have a bat behind him with Josh Donaldson?
Right.
That I think just improved him from an offensive perspective. And is he always going to hit around 300? Yes, absolutely. Is he going to hit 37 home runs every year? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But to have that type of production, it shows you what the ceiling is for Freddie Freeman. And to have somebody hitting behind him, if they can find that bat, I think that you're going to see another Freddie Freeman season a lot like last year.
I think it's really important because it's not just that bat, it's where that bat comes. At third base is a corner outfield, and like we said, we feel good about Freeman, feel good about Albies, love Ozzie Albies. Going around the horn, Dansby Swanson's your shortstop, and you get to third, and when we're talking about needs for this team, that third baseman / power bat / corner outfielder, however it comes, that's definitely the most important thing because you need that spot filled, and for what you mentioned, you're going to have somebody behind Freddie Freeman in the lineup.
And that's my whole take on this is you need a power bat that can hit fourth, not just the best player available.
Right.
You've got to have somebody to protect Freddie because you don't want to go into the season with a Darno or possibly if Nick Martinez or Adam Duvall hitting behind Freddie. So if you go at third base and you can't get Donaldson, it's okay to go out and look for an outfielder.
Right.
And I think what they want to do, and just talking to Alex, and we've been in with him, it feels like he wants to shore up third base. That's where he wants to find that man.
Right.
When I look at Josh Donaldson, though, do I give him 4 years? I probably don't personally.
Right.
But I think that might be what it takes. So would I give him 3? Absolutely. So whether it happens or not, I don't know, but that's what I would like to happen.
I think if you had told me beforehand, before coming here, that the Braves would give him 3 years, I just said they're going to get him. I really I think that. But it's changed. I think we went from 3 to 4 years in the span of the last 2-3 days, it feels like. I don't think anybody was talking about 4 years for Josh Donaldson a week ago, but that's the number right now.
And the crazy thing about it is the Braves are at a disadvantage because although he loved playing here, he wants to be on a winner, he has the relationship with Alex, the team embraced him, and after the first month and a half, it was like he was a completely different player in the clubhouse and on the field. But with the DH in the American League at his age, an American League team can and probably will offer that 4 years.
Right. All right, well, let's say you do that. Let's say you get that guy in third baseman and a cleanup guy. It's one spot and it's done. All right, do you feel like Martinez and Duvall then platoon left field the rest of the season, or is there still maybe is that something you can still address?
I think just talking to Alex, and I think that when you look at this roster construction, he's trying to find the best available players he can find. If he can find somebody that he feels like would be able to play every single day and not have to platoon, that's who he goes after. Now, who that is, we don't know. But Alex is out there working the phone lines and trying to figure out who's available and who's not, whether that's trade or free agency. If they can make this team better and they're at a reasonable cost, I don't have no doubt that he would go get somebody.
Yeah, I think so too. You and I are both on the same page when it comes to Christian Pache and Drew Waters. They made it to AAA last year. 2 very talented players, but there's a lot of discussion about could those guys be ready coming out of spring training or earlier in the season. That just sounds, in yours and my mind, way too far ahead for those guys. They need to spend some time in AAA.
Well, you know what? When you have a young player like that, first of all, both of their numbers are about the same in AAA last year. Not a lot of at-bats. That's where you become a better hitter.
Right.
They still have something to learn. Not saying that they could not go to the big leagues right now and do well. I think that it's a possibility, but they're going to get exposed at some point. So give them the time they need in AAA. I know from my experience that if I didn't play in AAA, I didn't learn how to hit the off-speed stuff with the veteran guys that they have in AAA, throwing a mixed bag of tricks out there, I wouldn't be able to translate that to the big league level on a consistent basis. So when you look at Austin Riley, for instance, last year, he comes up and he's on fire. It doesn't matter who's pitching, doesn't matter what level it is, because he's so hot. Once he starts to cool down a little bit, the mechanics start to fall out.
Right.
And all of a sudden he's starting to swing and sliders off the plate. He's vulnerable up and in because he doesn't know where to cover. And that's going to happen to a lot of these guys. So try to prepare them as much as possible for when they get up to have that up and down curve be a little less roller coaster.
Right.
And I think that's where you look at Pache and Waters, where they need a little bit more time.
Yeah, I agree with that. And so long as Ender's healthy, there's no reason to think your outfield left to right. At least start the season would be that platoon in left, Ender in center, Acuna in right. I think center and right, so long as those guys are healthy, that's your fit.
No, it is. And I tried to get this out of Alex, but we can't get it out.
Right.
How bad do you want Acuna to stay in right field? That's the only place I want to play.
Right.
I don't want to have to bounce him to center field and right field. I think that he's just too valuable in right field. That's where he looks comfortable. Is Ender going to be back to where he was a couple years ago? That's another question mark. Alex told us today that he felt like Ender was on the right track when he came back last year before he ended up getting hurt, and he tried to drive the ball a little bit more. I would love to see that, because what's going to happen is Ender, maybe he's a top of the order bat, but not on the Braves team.
Right.
So if you could put him in the 8-hole, add power to it, maybe hit 15 home runs, maybe hit 260 instead of hitting 300 with 5 homers.
Right.
I think that's more valuable to the team if he's able to do that. And Alex seemed to think that he could possibly do that.
I think so too. Behind the plate seem to be set with Flowers and Darno. And in your rotation, I think you and I both would like to see them add one more piece, because with what they currently have, Soroka, Fried, Hamels, Fulte, you've got a few other guys who could compete. And Alex said that I would love to have a surplus. I've got 6 guys
That
who
was
great about.
pretty cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And if you do that, maybe it means that you still have another pitcher to grab to add along with Hamels in the rest of the game.
I don't know who's going to be out there. I was talking to Brian Stinker about this downstairs earlier, and how comfortable do you feel with Sean Newcomb going out every day?
Right.
Every 5 days.
Right.
The inconsistency as a starter worries me a little bit. Can he do it? Probably. And I wouldn't mind them trying it. They're going to lengthen him out, no doubt about that. But if you can add a veteran piece, even, I'm saying throwing Julio Tron's name out there, because I think he's so valuable over the past few years, even though the numbers never weren't necessarily there.
Right.
He gave you the innings. He went out every 5 days. If you can find a guy like that to throw in the number 5 spot, now all of a sudden you move Newcomb down the bullpen. And when I look at Newcomb in the bullpen, he's a completely different pitcher.
Right.
His curveball was better. His fastball was better, because he was focusing on that 1 inning or that 2 innings. He wasn't focusing on trying to pace himself through 5-6 innings.
Right.
So if you throw Sean Newcomb out there and he tries to pace himself, all of a sudden he lasts 3, it doesn't serve you any purpose. So I'm not saying that Sean Newcomb can't start, but I think he's so valuable in the bullpen. If Alex can add another arm, a quality arm that gives you innings, I think that'd be huge.
And it's a good bullpen as it is, and add him with what he brought last year as a lefty into that bullpen would be great. So, good conversation, man. Nice job with your first winter meetings.
It's fun, man.
It is.
We're having a blast, and we're trying
You
to
should be in San Diego every year.
Trying to get you and Jake Chad to pay for dinner one time.
Good luck. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if we can, we'll get to you about that. You know, Nick Green, appreciate him joining us. All our coverage brought to you by Georgia Natural Gas. I'm Ben Ingram. Talk to you later on 6 to the Fan.